right, let's talk motivation and staying positive for a minute. Okay, it's really easy to get bogged down. I'm swinging the kids here while I'm doing this. It's really easy to get bogged down when, for example, you go to a park like we're at, and we just had a lovely mama with 2 little kids, pretty much the same age as my 2. And you see them playing on the equipment, and you notice that your kids are delayed, obviously, behind. And that can feel so devastating and sad. And it can really kind of bog you down. And not only do you feel perhaps sad for yourself, but you feel sad for your child, where you're like, oh, look at where they are, look at where they could be, look at what they're missing out on, right? And this narrative it's a sad narrative. And however true that may be, right? Where it's like, yes, they're definitely behind. Yes, they're missing out on stuff. The question I want you to ask yourself is, what's the result of that narrative? What does that do for you in your life? Is it helping you to show up better for your kids? Because think about it. After you've been to the park and you feel that way and you look at your kids, how are you feeling about them? How are you feeling towards them? Are they feeling that coming from you? Something I want you to try, right? If this is something that you struggle with, and you really want to shift up how you're feeling when you have interactions like this, ask yourself, no, don't ask yourself, look at your kids when they're playing and compare your child to your child. Okay, we do this, and I have a sister-in-law who said, comparison is the thief of joy. And I think she's a very brilliant woman. And I think that that's true. And when we compare ourselves all the time as mothers, and perhaps wondering what did we do wrong that put our child where they are. And I think that's the wrong question to be asking. I think the question to be asking is, where is my child compared to where my child was before, compared to a year ago, right? And a year, I think, is a generous amount of time, because when you have your kids, hold on, I'm gonna change hands. Are you bored, buddy? Can I swing you a little higher? There. You need enough time to give your child time to progress. And every little win counts. So for example, Elisabeth here has made a lot of progress in her playground play. You'll notice some of the clips of her climbing up the stairs on her own, or walking down the stairs using the handles instead of sliding down the stairs. All of these count. So when I come to a playground and I see other families with their children a faster developmental path than mine, it doesn't bother me anymore, because I see my children and I see where they are making progress, and that's what you need to do. Find the small progress and celebrate those things, right? So for Jacob, he walked around without having to hold my hand. He enjoyed putting his feet into the wood chips. That's progress from the last time we went to the park, right? And there's nothing wrong with having little regressions like we all do, right? But when we take the time to celebrate the small wins, we feel better, and that's what we want to do, is we want to put ourselves in a good feeling state so that we can show up the way we want to, and we can enjoy the way that we feel in our own skin, right? That's worth it. This little thought process that I'm walking you through, this is what I call self-coaching. Self-coaching in the moment. It's that moment where you can be for yourself that friend, right? Because if you had a friend and you were telling your friend how you felt sad at the park because you were comparing your child to another child, your friend, so like a friend that's got your back, right? She or he would step up and tell you these things that I'm telling you now, right? And if you can't do that on your own, listen to these, right? I got you. But when you get to a place, you can get to a place where you can be that friend for yourself. And that is a freeing place, because you know that you're taking your best friend everywhere with you that's going to encourage you in the moment you need it, right? And you can do that for yourself. And it's not that you don't need other people or you don't want them to be there for you, that's wonderful. But people are human and they can't always be there for you because sometimes they're stuck in their own stuff, right? And they're emotionally drained. But you can be there for you. And that's what the self-coaching does. And that's why it's invaluable. You want to learn it. And trust me, it'll change your life.